Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Me Outfit B, episode 44. That's so many episodes. So last episode, we unlocked Birdo, so we're going to use Birdo today. Also, I should have noted, in my previous opening statement, that this is post-commentated, so instead of sitting here talking while I'm playing, I'm sitting here talking while I'm watching myself play later. Huh, wow, it's like the definition of post-commentated. Anyway, so I'm using Birdo. I'm on the standard bike M, because I don't think we've ever used the standard bike M, but let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to show you is on Shaggy Beach. Just a couple of quick succession things that happen here. I hit this crab, I pull out my banana, the block of red shell is coming for me. King Boo hits it instead, but I managed to get another item, and then this bomb just barely hits me. And then another red shell comes for me after I could have blocked it with an item that maybe shouldn't have been a fake item box. But I don't make the game, I just play it. So I do still end up getting first place, so it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, next I want to show you Peach Beach. This race is a little crazy, if I remember correctly. I don't remember this at all, honestly. I'm just making this up, but maybe it'll be crazy, who knows. I get a banana. Bananas are nice. I hear a red shell coming for me, but it's not actually coming for me. I also see this bullet. It is also not coming for me, so I'm safe for now. I pull out my banana just to be a little bit safer, and I barely missed that duck. That duck would have killed me, and that would have been very sad. Now note, it is not usually good practice to look backwards as you're going up that hill, because it completely blinds you from any items, and for some reason the computers like to put items on that slope. Don't ask me why. I don't make the game, I just play it. But it was first lap, so there were no items going to be there first lap. I unfortunately get shocked, so I drop my item and I get red shelled and then immediately hit by a duck. But that was all on purpose because I know this blue shell was coming. And it takes out first and second, which is kind of nice. So I'm back. I'm back in first. I like it. I don't mean to throw that green shell, so I'm a little worried about Donkey Kong. I'm not sure what item he has, if he has an item. I dodge his green shell, or that green shell. Sorry, excuse me. Spoke too soon. And I hit Donkey Kong in the face, because I need to show him who is superior. Now, I do not pull protection, which is a little unfortunate, because then red shell does come for me. I see this duck making a beeline for me, so I kind of do a little swerve out of the way. And now I'm in fourth place, and that's not so good. But I'm going to make my way back up to first place. Just kidding, there's a fake item box there. So, drops me down all the way to 11th. And I do manage to snag an item here, and it is a golden mushroom. So I do mushroom my way back up to third place. If I hadn't hit that fake item box, I definitely would have gotten first place. So thanks a lot, Mario. You didn't even you got fifth. That's not good. Come on, dude. What are you doing? You're wrecking everybody's race for no good reason. All right. Mushroom Gorge. Mushroom Gorge is the next one I want to show you. I have somewhat of a problem when I play Mushroom Gorge. Whenever I get mushrooms, I feel like I have to go for the gap jump. And as you can see, I get mushrooms here. So I'm thinking in my head, alright, well, I gotta go for the gap jump now. Or the glitch, which is not terribly hard, but the gap jump is what I'm gonna go for. Except, I get a weird bounce off this green mushroom, and I just completely fall off. And the respawn point there is absolutely atrocious. So I am way back in 12th, and there's no saving for me. I do manage to pull a star here, and stars are not really that good on Mushroom Gorge. So I'm going to chain it at this item, which means I'm going to use the star right before I hit the item box to get a new item. Unfortunately, I mess up the timing just a little bit, and I do not chain correctly. I use my star a little too late, so I don't pull a new item. And I also kind of wasted that star. So really, that was not good at all. I'm still in 10th place. We're heading into lap 2, and I'm wondering what kind of item will be helpful for me here. And I pulled a bullet. Now, normally, yeah, it's just weird to pull a bullet in 10th place. That seems completely unnatural to me, but what do I know? I didn't make the game, I just play it. I do make my way up a little bit, and I'm going to demonstrate something here called the off-road glitch. Now, if you go off one of these ramps but don't hit a mushroom, for example, if you use a bullet over the mushroom section, you get what's called the off-road glitch, and you can drive off-road without losing any speed, and it's really weird. And I don't know how it works, but it just works. As you can see, I'm kind of driving through the off-road, and it's not slowing me down at all. Who knows why? The off-road glitch goes away as soon as you go and hit a mushroom. So as soon as I hit this mushroom, the off-road glitch is done, and I can no longer drive in the off-road. But that's okay, because I don't need to drive in the off-road. I just need to win the game. I have a fake item box, which is a little unfortunate, but I mean, I'm not worried about red shells. On this course, red shells are absolutely nothing. There's a POW coming for me. I'm in the air though, so that's alright. And I do pull a banana at the end, but honestly, I am not worried about anything really at this point. Not even a blue shell would stop my race, so I do manage to get first place, and that is that. All in all, pretty happy ending for me there. Now this next clip is not a full race. This is me on DK Summit, and I see this red shell coming for me. So I'm like, well, that's fine. I have a green shell. I fail to notice the second red shell, and so I don't pull out my banana in time, and I fall into the abyss. But of course, all this was on purpose to dodge the shock, as we all know. And there's a red shell that comes for me later, but don't worry about that. Anyway. This is Raceway. This is the 17th race that I played, so I'm halfway done at this point. And I pull a green shell. Green shells are nice because red shells can be somewhat devastating, but it's this new item, so I do get red shelled. And then Mario kind of, bumps me into the shortcut. So I'm thinking, well, I guess I better take the shortcut now. So I'm in 6th place, and I pull triple mushrooms. Now, triple mushrooms on this track is insane. Also, for a second there, Toad, I don't know what happened with Toad while he was in Omega. He, ran over me, but then I got forced up. Not sure how that makes sense. Anyway, triple mushrooms on this track are very good. And the reason for that is there's one particular shortcut on this track that is basically broken. It's, driving behind the mushroom at this turn that's coming up here, this U-turn. So you'll notice I'm not using my mushrooms after I get hit by items, and that's because it's just faster to use your mushroom here. It should also be noted that it is more difficult on an outside drift vehicle to make that tight of a turn. On inside drift vehicles, it's pretty... Well, on Mach Bike, it's pretty easy. On Flame Runner, it gets a little more difficult. On Spear, nobody uses the Spear, so I don't know why I'm bothering telling you about that. But anyway, I'm in first place now. Somehow I dodged this red shell, which, okay, I'm alright with that. But I'm going to save this just in case there's a blue shell. I didn't hit the good luck wall, so it's very possible that a blue shell might be coming for me. And I have no idea. Instead, just red shells are coming for me at the moment. I'm okay with that. I have a large lead. I can just tank a couple of red shells. It's no problem. That being said, Donkey Kong is getting a little closer, so I am worried about him, but he does pull a Thundercloud, and he gets shocked. So, he's small now. I can continue to drive forward, put more distance between us. And at this point, there's not going to be blue shell. So I use it to cut off a little more of the off-road, and I get that sweet, sweet first place. Ah yes, Birdo, congratulations. You're the real MVP here. Or something. I don't know. Alright, the next race is Yoshi Falls, and this is a little bit of a fail and recovery. Throwback to TWD98, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Probably not. My fan base is very different from his. Anyway, I am driving along like my little old self, and I accidentally get a little too close to the edge here, and I fall to my death. So that's a little unfortunate. I say that a lot, don't I? Oof. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the items on this track are not in very good lines. Ideally, you want to go through the waterfalls 1 and 3, and there are items on the 3rd waterfall, but they're moving, so they're not always consistent to grab. I do manage to grab one, but I'm not going to use my mushroom prematurely, of course. I'm going to hold on to that as long as I can. So items are a little... This track is short, but it's less luck-reliant than tracks like Luigi Circuit or Raceway. There's just less stuff to do. I try to use this mushroom to get an item to block the red shell. It should be noted that that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not just being a complete idiot. The first couple of times I watched it, I thought I just used that too soon. But that's what I was attempting to do. I was trying to grab a new item and block the red shell. Which, in hindsight, I don't recommend doing. I would say just take the red shell hit, and then use the mushroom right afterwards to accelerate forward. That would probably be the better way to handle that, but I don't make the game, I just play it. Alright, so Wario's Gold Mine. This is the one of the last tracks that I have for you today. I think I have another one after this. I don't remember. Boy, I'm very professional, aren't I? Alright, so I get a banana, but red shells on this track, not that big of an issue. There's so many places for a red shell to fall off or hit the side rails that it doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about a red shell here. Blue shell, different story. I'm still worried about a blue shell. I'm always worried about a blue shell. I pull a lot of bananas, and you'll notice that I kind of make a mistake here. I throw this banana backwards in the shortcut. Online, that wouldn't be terrible, but since I'm playing with a bunch of computers, no computers are going to be taking that shortcut. So it will only hurt me, and it will not hurt anyone else that's racing. And that, it could only potentially hurt me, I should say. Anyway, I get blue shelled, as I feared. Oh no. And King Boo passes me. I, for some reason, hit this fence. I don't know why that happened, but I also don't know why this happened. My brain stops working, I guess. So I lose my red shell, and I lose a couple of placements. Now I'm at 11th. Thanks a lot, Donkey Kong. And I'd like to get an item. An item would be very helpful right about now. So going up here, but all the items are taken. No problem, I'll just get this one that's behind this minecart. Wario pushes me out of the way, so I just don't get one. Then I get powed into this minecart. A little sad. And then I get shocked. And I get shocked in such a way that I can't actually get to the shortcut. So, this is not looking good for me. I'm at 11th place. I do pull an item here, and it is a golden mushroom. Now, there is a shortcut on this track that is, it's very helpful, and I'm super glad that Nintendo decided to put this in the game, because it's not the easiest shortcut in the world. It's still mildly difficult, but you'll notice that it does save me quite a bit of time here, and I actually do manage to get first place here. So thanks a lot, Nintendo, for putting this shortcut in the game. I think it's one of the better shortcuts. I think it's pretty fairly balanced, and yeah, just thank you. I didn't make the game, but well, you know already what I'm gonna say. All right, no, this is the last. Is this the last race? Oh my gosh, one of these is gonna be the last race, I promise. This is Toad's Factory. I somehow missed this item box. Fair enough. I'm on the conveyor, and I forgot about this. So I completely hop over this ramp. Now I should explain myself here. If you hop and just hit the back edge of the ramp, you get less air, which means that you go faster, because you are in the air for less time, and as we know, in this game, you are faster on the ground than in the air. So, you hit the ground faster, you get a trick boost, the same length trick boost as you would normally otherwise, and it's just overall better. So, that's what I was attempting to do. I failed to do it. Whatever. Rosalina gives me a really bad push here, and I am not able to recover, unfortunately. I get knocked into the lake, and then I get shocked. Thanks a lot, Wario. You're very helpful. I am in 12th, so the shock does not last very long, but that means I'm in 12th. So this is not turning out for the greatest start of a race for me. Wario steals my item. Unfortunate. I don't like to go to the sides here to get items. I just think that's inefficient, I suppose, is the word I would use. Hardly matters. I also don't grab an item here because I don't think to. There's an item set up here. I can just grab one here. I don't. So I've just been driving this entire lap without any items, which is alright, I suppose, but not the best. This green shell here, I thought... Well, okay, well, I didn't see it, and then I thought it was moving. So that's my excuse there, at least, whatever. These red shells, 2 people just hit them, so I decided not to throw the third one. I'm just going to use it to scare some people, you know? Scare tactics. I do be like that. Wario hits me, and somehow I block this red shell. I mean, that's an incredible dodge if ever I've seen one. So now I'm in 4th place, unfortunately, or actually, fortunately. Comms are bad at that section, so I'm in 2nd place now. King Boo's trailing this banana, so I want to be careful. He throws it back, but I'm too close to him, so it does not hit me. But this green shell hits me, and it looks to me like it goes straight through the path of that mushroom. I've watched that, like, 10 or 12 times, and every time I'm like, that should have gone through the mushroom. Anyway, I pull a Thundercloud. At first I think this is bad, but actually it lasts me all the way to the end, so it's not necessarily that bad. But I do still get second place, not first. It's because of that green shell. It's not because of that Thundercloud. That Thundercloud was actually pretty helpful. And finally, I have a little clip here from Moo Meadows. This is so weird. This has never happened to me. I just, like, barely get caught in the mole trail, and I throw a fake item box backwards, and it hits me. That has never happened to me before. That's crazy. Anyway, that is the end of this episode. It was a little bit shorter, but thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, I have other episodes just like it. Some that are commentated live, some that are not. You'll figure it out. You're a smart lad or lass. I don't know. Anyway, have a good rest of the day, and thank you for watching. Dear Lord, thank you again for today. Lord, I thank you for giving us close friends that we can trust, and for making us social creatures. Help us to grow closer to our brothers and our sisters that you have placed in our lives. In your name I pray. Amen.